Hey everyone, welcome back to Collecting Nolan. This is Russ, and it's the end of another week, so let's go over some more eBay sales. But in the meantime, before we get started, I'd like to wish everybody happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. I did have to do a little bit of digging to get through all of the Nolan Ryan rookie cards this week. So hopefully some of you guys, or every one of you guys, are getting a Nolan Ryan rookie card for Christmas. But let's go ahead and get started with this week's eBay sales. Number 10 is the 2022 Topps Chrome Black Nolan Ryan Orange Refractor out of 25 and a PSA 10 that sold for $450. A PSA 10 of this card sold in October of this year for $550. There are only 3 PSA 10s of this card. Number 9 is the 2022 Leaf Metal Enshrined Nolan Ryan Prismatic Green and Giraffe Proof 1-of-1s that sold for $550 for the pair. What do you guys think of these proof cards? Do you think these are truly 1-of-1s, or do you think that there's different variations of these 1-of-1s? Number 8 is the 1982 Topps number 5 Nolan Ryan 1982 Highlights card and a PSA 10 that sold for $565.55. There are 62 PSA 10s of this card out there. PSA 10 of this card has sold in October of this year for $535.88, while a PSA 9 of this card is sold this week for $54.99. That's a pretty big price difference. Number 7 is the 2001 Donruss Elite Passing the Torch autograph with Roger Clemens on the back, number 34 out of 50, that sold for $600. This is one of the 3 variants of this card that includes signatures for Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens. The 22 FB number card has Clemens on the front and Nolan on the back. There is also a 22 FB-A and a 22 FB-B version of the dual auto card, but I can't tell which one this one is. Across the 3 versions, there are only 8 PSA graded copies, 2 of which are PSA 10s. The rest are either PSA 8 or 9. Number 6 is the 2024 Topps Finest 1993 Prototypes True Red Refractor autographed, number 3 out of 5, and a PSA Mint 9 that sold for $600. There are only 2 graded copies of this card. The other one is a PSA 10. This is a beautiful card, and it's probably my favorite one of the week. Number 5 is the 1980 Topps number 580 in an SGC 9.5 that sold for $800. 9.5 is the best grade in SGC available, with only 9 total for this card. While there have been no recent sales of an SGC 9.5, an SGC 9 of this card sold in November for $305. PSA 9 copies of this card have sold for between $392 and $450. There are 912 PSA 9s of this card and only 38 PSA 10s. Number 4 is the 1982 Topps number 90 base card and a PSA 10 that sold for $1,324. I'm not sure if this sale actually went through or not, because when I looked it up on 130 Point, I could not find it. So either the person changed their mind, or maybe they got coal instead for Christmas. I'm not sure. Anyway, there are 211 PSA 10s of this card out there. PSA 9s of this card have recently sold for between $54 and $65. Number 3 is the 1970 Topps number 712 base card and SGC 8.5 that sold for $1,424.77. There are 27 SGC 8.5s of this card and only 2 SGC Gem Mint 10s. No recent comparable sales for an SGC 8.5 could be found. Number 2 is the 1971 Topps number 513 base card and a PSA 8 that sold for $2,340. There are 597 PSA 8 copies of this card and only 71 higher. And finally, number 1 is the 1968 Topps number 177 Jerry Koosman and Nolan Ryan rookie card and a PSA 7 that sold for $3,465. There are 172 PSA 7s of this card with 1,434 copies higher. Multiple PSA 7s of this card sold this week for between $3,000 and the current price here. So guys, that's all I have for you. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks for watching.